Hey guys, welcome back. This is Professor Hank. In this video, I'm going to show you how to write a program that can write output to text files, right? So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start off with a little bit of theory, and then I'll write you a sample program to show you how to get this thing done, okay? So when you're writing to a text file in C++, it's going to be virtually the same as using cout to write stuff to the screen. Okay, all we're going to do is redirect where that output is going to go. Right, with cout goes onto the screen. Okay, with text files, we're going to use these things called ofstream objects, or an ofstream object that will take the place of our cout object, and by using the ofstream object instead, we'll be sending output not to the screen but to a file. Okay, so to use an ofstream object to do this, we're going to have to include the fstream header file, and by doing that, we'll get access to the ofstream data type, or ofstream object, similar to how doing #include iostream gives you access to cout. Okay, so we'll use that, and we'll also use this stream insertion operator, just like you did it with cout, right? We'll do something similar with the ofstream object, okay? So this is going to be our process. We're going to attempt to open a file for writing, okay, using an ofstream object. We're going to verify that the file opened, okay, because just because you ask the operating system to open a file for you doesn't mean that it's going to satisfy your request, doesn't mean it's going to do it. The operating system can always say no. Your programs only make requests, they don't give commands. The operating system can always tell you to go pound sand, right? For example, if you try to open a file in a directory that you don't have permission to create files in, the operating system will tell you no. So you have to verify that your file actually opened, that it was actually successful, before you can just start writing to it, because the operating system may have told you no. Okay, now if the file opened, we'll write to it and then we'll close it. Okay, so it's good programming practice as soon as you're done using a file that you close it immediately. Well, as soon as you're done with any resource, it's good practice to free or release that resource, right? But if the file fails to open, we're not going to write to it, we're not going to close it, and instead we'll go ahead and print an error message. Okay, so let's look at a simple program to illustrate how this works. Okay, so got Visual Studio all set up, got iostream for cout, I got fstream so we can get access to ofstream, and so let's go through the process. We'll just write some numbers to a text file. Okay, so I'll go ahead and create a variable of type ofstream, and you can call this whatever you want. Right? I'll call it outFile. Okay, and we'll use outFile. This thing is gonna behave as our cout replacement. Okay, so everything I'm about to do with outFile, you could do with cout. Okay, it's just if you're using cout, it'd go on the screen. Since we're using outFile though, it's gonna go in the file. And it's going to appear in the file the exact same way it would appear on the screen. It's just going to be in the file instead. Okay, so we're going to attempt to open the file. Okay, attempt to open, because again, the operating system can always tell us no. And so we'll do that by using this open function. Okay, this open member function, this open method. Okay, and as the argument to it, you specify the name of the file you want to open. Okay, now we're working with text files, so I'll name the file file.txt, but you can name it whatever you want. The .txt, that doesn't matter. I could name this anything, okay? Just because it's a text file doesn't mean you have to put the .txt on the end. Okay, that's for human consumption. It's also so Windows knows when you double click on it what the default program is that you should open, or that it should use to open the file, okay? But it's not necessary in your program to do that. Okay. All right, so we're going to attempt to open the file. We're going to verify the file opened. So there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can either just use the name of the ofstream variable here, and that'll work, because if it successfully opens, out file will be assigned essentially true, false otherwise. Or you can be more explicit about it and use the isOpen method here. Okay, so isOpen will return true if the file was successfully opened. Now, if the file doesn't exist, okay, and the operating system doesn't say no, it'll create one for you, right? Otherwise, if there's already a file there named file.txt, it'll get replaced with a brand new empty one. So if you want to preserve the data in file.txt, don't do that, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and write a couple numbers, process the file, to the file, and if we were putting it on the screen, we would do something like this, right? Well, we're not putting it on the screen. We're putting it in the file. So we're going to do this. We're going to use our cout replacement. Okay, so I'll just write a couple different numbers there. Okay, and then once we're done processing it, we'll close it. So how are we going to close it? Outfile.close. Okay, now let's go ahead, if it fails to open, print an error message. All right, now let's go ahead and run this. Okay, so no error message displayed. That's good. Now let's go and open the file. Okay, so I'll use Windows Explorer here, and I'll go open up the project for my Visual Studio. By default, Visual Studio puts newly created files in the same location as the source code file. So VS Demo is the name of the project, and so this is the contents of the project folder, and you can see there's file.txt right next to main.cpp. Now I'll open file.txt using Notepad++, and you'll see there are the three numbers. Wait, it looks like one big number. What went wrong? Well, nothing really. I mean, well, yes it did, right? I have a logic error. What's the logic error? Well, here's the 88 I wrote. Here's the 66 I wrote. There's the 33 I wrote, right? So it looks like there's one big number, but I really did write three numbers, 88, 66, 33. Do you see anywhere in those statements anything that would move the cursor to the next line? I don't. That's the problem, right? So let me comment this out really quick. What would have happened if we used cout instead? What would we have seen on the screen? Right, well, we'll look. 88, 66, 33. It works the exact same. If I wanted those numbers to be on different lines in my output, I'd have to move the cursor to the next line, wouldn't I? Okay, if I put ENDL there, well then it goes on the separate line. Okay, same thing with the text file. Okay, it's no different. It is no different. It is no different. It is no different. Believe me when I tell you, it is no different. Okay, it is no different. Trust me. Actually, don't trust me. Watch me prove it to you. Okay, now no output, because instead of going to the screen, I'm not using cout anymore, I'm using out file. Okay, let's go back and reopen the file. Okay, where are you? VS Studio, VS Demo, there you are. Okay, and then I'll open it with Notepad++, and so you can see there's the three numbers on separate lines. Why? Because I used ENDL each time. That's why. Okay. So I used literals here, but you could use variables as well, right? Just like you could use variables with cout. So, you know, I could do something like, maybe I'll make a string variable. Okay. And string dog equals wolf, wolf, right? And so then I'll pass it dog, right? And then I could have a string literal as an argument, right? So let's go ahead and run that. And go see how the contents of the file have changed. Okay. So we'll open it up. So there you go, right? So you look at the contents of the file, 88, woof woof, bark, and see there's a blank line at the end there because the new line character moved the cursor to the next line, right? And what would have happened if instead of out file, I used cout? Okay. Well, take a look at the output. 88, woof woof, bark, and then there's a blank line. Okay, so all we did was replace cout with this thing right here on line 10. Okay, once you do that, it's the exact same. Don't overthink it. Don't make it harder than it is. For my students, for some reason, when you try to explain files to people, their brain just, right? It's a common thing. I don't know why. I don't understand it. You know, even when I was a student learning this, it just made sense to me. You know, but a lot of people do struggle with it, and so, you know, it's one of those things that it's really easy to get a mental block on. You know, and it's not your fault. I mean, it's not that there's something wrong with you understanding it. It's just cautioning you. People get a mental block with this, and it's something I don't understand, but they do. All kinds of people, smart people, you know, it's really good students. They'll have a hard time wrapping their head around it. So, honestly, right? Once you've opened that file, you know, you're just using that variable instead of cout, and it's going to write to the file the exact same way it would write onto the screen. Okay, so let me just let you look at the code really quick. You know, just put it all together for you, and I'll put out file all back up on there for you, just so you can see it. And you know, that's it. I mean, one last thing, honestly, this time, you can, instead of using a string literal here, you can ask the user, right, for the name of the file. So I could create a variable, a string variable, for example, and I could ask the user. Okay, and I've used getLine here because just in case they type spaces, right? You want to be able to read everything that they typed. Okay, and so you can pass that as an argument in later versions of C++. So I could name this, you know, dog sounds and whatnot.txt, right? So no error messages, that's good. So let's go see that our new file has been created. Okay, so vs demo. So there's dog sounds and whatnot.txt, and then I'll edit it with Notepad, and then you can see, you know, we wrote the same thing to it. So yeah, I mean, you can do that. And one last thing. Older versions of C++ don't like you passing string variables to the open function like that. So if you use the cstr method that is built into the string object, then this will work all the time, 100% of the time. It doesn't matter what version of C++ you're using. Right? It'll work just fine. All right. Anyway, now that actually absolutely is it. So, so what did we do? I showed you how to, you know, open a file for writing a text file. I showed you how to write to it, and I've tried my darndest to convince you that it's just like using cout. And I showed you the correct process for handling this. Right? Attempt to open the file. You're asking the operating system, pretty please. The operating system can tell you to piss off, right? You got to verify that the file opened before you do anything with it. And only if the file opened are you going to process it, write to it, and then make sure you close it. If the file fails to open, tell the user there was an error. Okay? All right, so that's everything I got for you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. All right, well, that's going to bring this video to a close. If you thought the video was useful, please hit that thumbs up button. If you thought the video sucked, well, you've got that thumbs down button as well. If you want to be notified of new content as it becomes available, then you can hit that subscribe button. And as always, if you're a student of mine, have any further questions, feel free to shoot me an email or stop by my office hours. All right? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.